you can see all the things you'll need to create your treatment bottle. So we have the First Light flower essences, 1 through 36, in these stock bottles here. We have the base liquids, which are what you fill up the rest of your treatment bottle with. So this one is the traditional brandy and water mix. So this is a 1 litre container with 200 ml of brandy in it, and the rest is filled up with filtered water. This one here is a non-alcoholic option, so it's made with 200 ml apple cider vinegar, 400 ml of water, and 400 ml of glycerine, and that's a 1 litre bottle as well. So we just pre-mix those up for efficiency really, so you can do the same thing yourself if you like. This is the treatment bottle, so this is what you will be giving to your client with the blend of essences in. This is a beaker which will allow the base liquids to be poured into the treatment bottle quite easily because it has that spout there. And here we have the label, so that's another important thing to have for making a treatment bottle. Now you'll notice that these stock bottles aren't laying flat, and we don't store them flat either. What I've done is, they usually come in the box this way, so I've just tilted them up so that they sit inside the lid. And the reason we don't want to lie them flat is because these rubber droppers are perishable, and inside here you'll see that some of the flower essences gets inside the dropper tube, and if that is lying flat, it'll go into the rubber here and it'll taint the essence in there, and it'll make it taste a bit weird too. So we always advise students to store their essences upright and prepare them upright as well. It just maintains the purity of the essences. So to create your treatment bottle, first off, start with the label. I find this the easiest way. So what you've got here is a log of what you're going to put into the treatment bottle. So use the numbers on your label. A lot of the essences have got very long names, so to write all that on the label and fit it there is really difficult. So it's totally fine just to use the numbers. So a way to keep that organised is to just sit up the numbers. So we've sit up the essences. We've got number 2, native flax. Number 5, native passion fruit. Number 8 is matata. Number 10, which is starry hibiscus. Number 14, ringaringa lily. And number 23, lacebark. So these are the essences that have been selected for this client. So in setting them up in the packet like this, we're making sure that we're really clear on what's going in the bottle and what's not. So let's get into it. Just move those out the way. 1 treatment bottle. So make sure you try not to touch this part, and always wash your hands before you make an essence. Cleanliness and hygiene is important here. So I pop my dropper out the way somewhere where it's not touching anything. You could lie it down on a clean tissue or whatever you'd like to do, but I pop it over there sticking up so it's not touching anything. So first one. Now Franchel, she recommends that when you're creating the essence, you've got a really good intention, you've got positive intention for your client, and for this essence to be the most effective that it can be for that client. One of the ways that you can honour that is by saying the name of the essence as you place it into the treatment bottle. And this is totally optional, it's just something that Franchel recommends and I like to do. So I've got some of the essence in the tube here, and I'm just going to drop that in there as I say etu 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 native flax. And what that means is stand forward, stand strong, come forward. That's what that means. And it just honours those essences in that sense. So I also like to squirt the essence that's in the tube back into the bottle so that if it does lie flat, there isn't any of the solution in there that could perish that rubber top. So once you put the essence in, you can lie it down and move on to the next one. Etu 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 native passion fruit. So remembering it's 3 drops of each essence. into the treatment bottle. Matata. And you'll see here, I'm holding my hand stable with the fingers on my other hand, and that just stops the old wobbles happening when you're trying to be accurate. Etu, 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 matata. Ooh. Etu, 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 starry hibiscus. Etu, 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 ulangaranga lily. You might need to tilt your bottle to get some of that liquid into the treatment bottle as you work your way through your essences. Etu, 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 lace bark. Okay, now we can add in our liquid. So I'm going to stick with the traditional brandy for this client. That's not an issue for them. So this is the part where you can save yourself a bit of time. You don't actually have to measure any sort of amount here. Use your visual senses and just fill up the treatment bottle with the solution, just up to that curve in the bottle, the shoulder of the bottle. Because what will happen, you'll fill it up, and then when you pop the dropper back in there, you'll displace some of that fluid and it'll move up inside the bottle. And if you filled it up too much, then you will find that it spills over and you won't be able to get your label stuck on the bottle. So I'm going to pour that in, just watching to make sure that I don't overfill it. So just remembering that that brandy solution is the preservative. Okay, that looks about right. Popping the lid on. If you've got a lock cap, make sure you can twist it on till you hear that click, till it's on nice and tight. Now you can pop your label on. Now the easiest way I've found to do this is to put the label on the edge first, rather than plonking it in the middle. So if you make sure that edge there is nice and straight, then it'll flow on just nice and easily there. And there you have your essence treatment bottle. So at this point you can succuss the bottle, or you can hold on to that and put some of that beautiful positive intent in there, or you can just simply pass it on to your client, totally up to you.